Hello everybody and welcome back to our effort for Dwarf world domination. And in this episode we will kind of try to continue what we started in the previous one. We were in a kind of alcohol crisis that is slowly getting fixed. We do actually only have these bits of cranberries to brew, but soon enough the glorious plump helmets will start to grow again and we can get back on track with producing dwarven wine. Meanwhile, we need to get a lot of other stuff going, and I'm going to try to delve into things that is stuff that I'm not really sure that I'm doing correctly, but I will do my best and we will find out if I fail or not. This door is now forbidden, so the eggs that will hopefully be laid in these two nest boxes will hatch and become poults, and then we could put in another, and I am going to just assign this digging job right away, like this. So we will have two separate zones for turkeys. One for well, I'm going to have these eggs that are soon going to be laid, hopefully, and then hatch and then become poults, and then we can move the poults over to this one and have them grow up, and we can start snatching the eggs again, kill off a couple of grown-up turkeys once these poults grow up, and then we restart the cycle again. So that will give us more turkey meat and bones and other sweet stuff. So Dimple Cups is now planted in this one. Dimple Cups is being planted in this one, and as soon as we can harvest those, we will be okay on alcohol. And by okay, I mean we will get dwarven wine, but we still need to kind of get a variety of alcohol, because some dwarves get bored of drinking dwarven wine all the time. That's that part. I have queued up a couple of jobs in this one, and this is to process plants to bag, and that is once we start to get quarry bushes out from this one. This job will most likely go suspended right away. I've also queued up milk cheese, make cheese, milk animal, shear animal, and spin thread, because we could get some stuff out of our penned animals. Thinking so hard. What else? Dimple Cups will be coming soon. We actually need to prepare the cloth industry up in this level, and the pigtails are still a couple of seasons away, but we could actually set these up, and let's start with one of these. So I put process plants, which should take pigtails and make into pigtail thread. So let's workflow this one and add, and this says thread of any material, but I think we are going to go specific. So shift enter, type thread, yes. Material, any material, no. Let's go specific, boom. Let's go plant, boom. Let's search for the pigtails, and we are going to use, oh, now it becomes tricky. We're going to use the plants. I think that's the correct way of doing it. We are going to make thread out of pigtail plants. This could be completely wrong, as I think, let's have a look at something that we actually do understand. Let's have a look at, we got a job going in this one. Let's make this a repeat one, add workflow, add job, shift enter. That says make blocks out of rocks. So the material has to be the raw material. Then of course we will need to remove the repeat one. Not sure if I did that on camera, but I've queued up rock pots to be made and blocks to be made. So let's go back to this one again. Process plants, workflow, add, be specific. We are going to make thread, and we are going to go specific. We are going to go to plants, pigtails, like this, and we are going to use the plant, if I'm understanding this correctly, to make thread. So let's press Y to make that a job, and let's go into Shift S. Where is the thread? And the limit is of course going to be a lot higher. Let's say 90 to 100 at any time, and let's get out of that one. So that job is now set up. This is going to mill plants, and again we are only going to use one quern to see if we get this properly set up. And let's go into workflow. Let's add powder of any material. Nope. Shift enter. We are going to make powder specific again. Plant, dimple cups, and we are going to make the powder out of the plants. Done. And we could say yes. because you cannot produce dimple cup plant powder R Q Alt W Shift S. Trousers, thread, stew, shoe, robe, quiver, powder. And let's set a limit of 90 to 100. And as we don't have any dimple dye, I think let's actually have a look. No, we don't. Hopefully that is correctly done. And let's go into one of these our console, add job, dye thread on repeat. And I think you can't actually make so once we get pigtails, they will get processed into thread. Once we get dimple cups, they will be produced into dye. It will get dyed, and if you remember from the previous or the one before that, go to O, go to W. Every dyed thread is going to be auto-loomed into cloth, and we do actually have quite a lot of cloth kicking around, and I've actually freed up some more that got dumped into this dump zone. So, oops, silly stomach. We could then go in to this clothier and add cloth. And what should we make? We could make a dress, cloak, trousers, hood, gloves, socks, shoes, and actually we won't need, yeah, let's 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. We can queue up. We can queue up 3 more. Dress, cloak, trousers, hood, glove, sock, shoe, add cloth. Let's queue up rope as well. And all these will go into repeat jobs and workflow, add. And should we go specific on pigtails, or should we go any? Let's make it simple at first and see if this works. No. Oh, workflow add, workflow add, workflow add, workflow add, workflow add, and workflow add. So let's see if that works. That should set up basic cloth, clothing and ropes at a very limited amount. We most likely will need to up the levels, and maybe we will have to tweak it to just be pigtails. I'm not sure. Anyhow. Not sure if you were with me, but we have a mood guy who is collecting cow moose bones. So that's that started. What more should we get rolling before we get the game going again? And as you remember, I was a bit scared that something evil was going to happen during the winter. I am kind of expecting a goblin invasion coming pretty soon. And kind of in a retrospective, let's actually have a look at this. We are in early winter of 127. We've actually only been here for we will soon be into our third year, so I'm kind of proud from what we have achieved so far. We set up the base camp, we moved down, and we are slowly getting stuff started at the proper level with quantum stockpiles, and stuff is getting really organized. As long as I set up all the stockpiles properly, I think we will be really well off. And the worst of all the monsters in Dwarf Fortress is still not showing up, and that's the FPS troll, the one that killed my first game, and I think making the starting zone just a 3x3, not going bonkers on producing loads of stuff, has kind of helped out a lot. But that is not going to stop us. So the next thing I want to get going, and this is going to create a lot of holding jobs, and that is getting the metal industry going. So I think I'm actually going to get the game rolling for a while, and the metal industry will actually be started in the next episode. But I still want to keep a check on the alcohol 64. Last check was 66. And we still do have loads of stuff stuck in this stockpile, and I do kind of have a plan of what to do next. We are also running pretty low on stuff like this. I mean, it's no panic. We can make loads of nice meals, but we are, and actually we could, it's convenient to have this one pretty close, but let's merge this one as well, and this one will stay on because the mood dwarf is actually using this one, and actually he is coming with his glorious cow bones, and he is still hunting for stuff, so that is all fine. This still will stay on a bit longer. This is our craft guy, and he is cranking out rock pots at the moment because I queue them up in the manager. Actually think we could put out, well, let's actually murder this one as well. This is the really bad thing, this really crappy dining room. It has to be the thing that gives our dwarfs bad thoughts, and that is one of the big jobs we need to get going pretty soon. 79. So we are catching up on the alcohol. It will be no problem, I think. And I actually think things are getting hauled to their proper places slowly, but yeah, and this guy is starting to produce clothing, and that should resolve the problem with people walking half naked. Cats are being killed off. That is working. And this one is now dug out. So 28 dwarfs doing nothing will help out the dump. And of course the B capital D, this is some kind of gem, so it won't be dumped. And from 28 to 1 idler. And the soap is turning on and off, no problem, that's good. We can actually put in a door in this one. Like this, and we only need 2 nest boxes at the moment, as we only have 2 hens and 1 gobbler. 60. We are kind of balancing on the edge on the alcohol, but I think we will be fine. And this guy has now gotten all the stuff he needs, so let's have a quick look. bismuth bronze bars, cow moose. So it was kind of good that we brought some odd pieces of bars, because they are actually being used. So bismuth bronze bars, cow moose boons, pigtail fiber cloth, pecan wood logs, llama wool cloth, and a schist block. And he will create something wonderful, something that we have never ever seen before. And yeah, 58. And animals are getting killed, so we will get more stuff to make. We are, if not sure if I showed you that one, but we are moving up to fine meals now. So a slightly higher quality of food should be expected. Is there any more digging that we could do? Well, this one could be finally completed, and actually we could do one like this. I'm not really sure what to use this one for, but at least it will keep people busy. Might find some gems and some ore as well from this one. Blocks are getting made. What's about this guy? I think stuff is actually being done. And we are still waiting for the dimple cups, and we are still waiting for our plump helmets. 51 will be harvesting time pretty soon, I think, I hope, I wish. And I do have a couple of more plans for the future, but they will be revealed a bit later. I am going to queue up some more cages to be done. Add task. Add cage. Add cage. That's 10 more. And he went for a bismuth bronze earring. We actually only get, so this is a instrument, this is a toy hammer, this is an exclusive bin, not really that useful. This is trading goods. This is a chain that actually could be used for something nice. If we were putting up one more well, I would love to use that chain to create a well, because people will get happy thoughts from seeing that one. But an earring, to be honest, not really that. This one is worth 67. That's our star artifact for the time being. And this one is, well, to be an earring, it's worth a bit at least. So let's see if it has any lore or stuff. Actually, it has. This is a bismuth bronze earring or craft worship is of the highest quality. It's encircled with bands of pigtail fiber and pecan wood. On the item is an image of a Buck's Dung's Dungeon. That sounds like a nice place. The elf and Swallow Wadmire. Can't really make out what those words make together. The giant dingo in bismuth bronze. Bax is cringing. Swallowadmire is striking a menacing pose. Dwarf relates to the tearing out of the elf Bax left cheek by the giant dingo in 116. The tearing out of the elf's left cheek. That is something to celebrate. On the item is an image of Zon Archlands, the brass chain. That has to be the brass chain that the previous guy made. What the item is an image of Lalji something, the human, and Nefola Grove secret, the elf in llama wool. Nefola is striking down Lalji. The elf relates to the killing of the human Lalji by the elf Nefola in the pregnant. Oh, that was a tricky word. Pregnant. I can't pronounce that. In the Ashen Forest in the late autumn of 112. So this is happening like 25 years ago, during Rislu Karleb, the Siege of Ferocity. On the item is an image of square brilliant cut gems in chest. Some lore and relates to the tearing out of the elf Back's left cheek. So that has now been commemorated forever. 44, we are still balancing, but plump helmets is now being actually harvested, and maybe, well, not yet down in this level. And if I remember correctly, this one, so these plump helmets are now being brought down to the 43. We are still balancing. If I remember correctly, we did actually put this one to an end. A nothing, B nothing, C nothing, and D we are these are the last ever plump helmets being harvested from this plot. Add from plants, repeat, and hopefully, yes, plump helmets is being brought. What we actually could do down this way is we are actually going to put in one more stockpile, and for a certain reason. So that will be the last bit of this 36. We are glowing. We are going pretty slim. Let's actually see what the brewers you are picking up equipment. Let's actually remove hauling from these two guys who are doing cooking and brewing. What's that? Prepare raw fish. Oh, so you're a fish cleaner as well. Don't do that anymore. Yeah, one more stockpile it was. So pile, this is going to be a tricky one to set up, I think. So let's go to G, finished goods, and three like this, because I want to have empty I don't want any bins, because I think it's a difference between putting stuff in the barrel and the bins numbers when it comes to barrels and bins being used in a stockpile to store stuff inside them, but you could also actually have the barrels and the bins stored in a stockpile because they are being stored as a pure item to be used for other stuff later. Hopefully that came through all right. So let's go into settings, finished goods, type, and we are going to forbid everything. Flasks are stuff that is carried to carry drink for army guys mostly. And goblets are like mugs, it's trading goods, as is musical instruments, blah blah blah, clothing, blah 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 blah. So not in finished goods. Chains, flasks, goblets, not the stuff I'm looking for. Clothing, trading goods, more clothing and other stuff. So we can actually disable this. It's in furniture and siege ammo then. So enable this, go to type, forbid everything, and let's allow for buckets, bins, boxes, barrels, and large pots. And that's the only thing that will go in this one. This is empty storage things for the food industry. So let's remember this: furniture, barrels and large pots, and we could actually allow stone, clay, metal, other material, in this one. And we are going to copy this one, of course, and paste that one, and make sure actually this one didn't get any barrels and bins carried over. So B, capital C, capital S, dump to the west, made out of granite, and done. And take from this one, and this time we are going to wait until the track stop is put in, and then we are going to make the hauling route and put in the wagon. Did I do this correctly? I hope I did. So we will be waiting for this to be built, and then we are going to make the hauling road. '53, we are still kind of balancing, but as long as we do actually have alcohol, we will be fine. And here comes the guy to put in the track stop, and track stop is done. So let's go to capital H. Name barrels and pots. Stop. I think you've seen this one before now, but it has to be done. Remove. Going to this one, enable, forbid, and barrels and large pots, food storage, any material, all set up. Let's link to this one, and you will get minecart. I'm not sure what's happening with these two. Should we make a try for this one again to see if it can actually get set up? If that one doesn't work, we will find another minecart to have this one set up. And once this minecart is being delivered, we are actually going to go up to the two top stockpiles and disable that stuff. And the minecart has actually has to be hauled all the way from the top, so let's wait a bit longer. '51. No minecart is being delivered, I think. We do have loads of idlers, but I'm not sure what's wrong with these two minecarts. We do have two, one that seems to be 56, seems to be bugged in some kind of way. Midwinter. Nope, it isn't getting delivered. Those two has to be. It has to be something weird going on with these, with those two. H. Stop. Wagon. Let's pick a new one then. And as soon as that one is put in, we are going to remove barrels and bins from the top. Or not rather barrels and bins, but barrels and rock pots. And we are actually running on a healthy mid 40 frames per second, so we are doing very fine. Okay, here comes the minecart. Glorious, glorious, glorious. Put in. Go to the top. Q. S. Furniture and siege ammo. Disable and disable, and we are going to do the same thing for this one. So we are slowly stripping these of stuff. Barrels and large pots removed. Let's see if that generates any hauling. No, it doesn't really, but it could be that we are actually allowing stuff is actually going in this one. The food is completely removed, and in this one there is just drinks and prepared food. 65. We are kind of still balancing. This one should kind of looks like they are replanting the plump helmets in this one. Not sure if that's a good thing. Farm plot. 69. So pots and barrels are now being moved down to this one. And are actually hopefully being brewed. Nope. You are getting stored. Let's have a look in the kitchen. Vegetable, fruits, leaves, seeds, drinks. No. Oh, you can't cook this. No way. And as we have butchered some cats and other animals, we are now fine on cooking material again. 98. We are actually catching up. I'm so pleased with that. And a jack has grown up. I did check before starting recording, but as the game has been running for quite a while, let's have a look again. I want to check the health level because I want to see if the animals are actually starving, but it looks like everything is swell. Everyone is fit and well fed and drunk, because that's the way you want to be. And this smoothing job is now done. Let's have a look at this. Is the last thing we're going to do in this episode. Promise you. Dwarfs, stone detailing, still not that good, but there's a lot of guys sharing the job at the moment. Let's actually have them do some more smoothing and see if they manage to skill up a bit. So designate all these bedrooms to be smoothed as well. That was not what I planned. Of course, smooth is the word. I'm going to assign this job, and then I'm going to quit this episode, and then in the next one we are going to prepare for the metal industry, and that is going to create loads of hauling jobs, because once we set up stockpiles for ore, there is a lot of stuff that has to be hauled to those. So that's for the next episode, I think. Catch you in that one, and bye bye.